What's going on, traders? I hope everyone had a good profitable week and hopefully you're getting closer to buying that nice house or exotic. So today I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to be talking about the common mistake that I see many traders make, and I've made this mistake for so long, so many times, and finally just drilled into my head that I'm never going to make this mistake after losing so much money. And so it's very simple to follow, but not too many people follow it because for me, I think it's just human nature to try to find bottoms, find tops. But um, what we're going to focus on is not trading against the trend, overall trend. And so the thing is, too many people find the perfect trading strategy, right? And they find the system, they have setups, they've watched YouTube videos, maybe took some courses, and they found a great system, right? Now the problem is they don't know when to correctly make those trade setups. Um, so what I'm pretty much saying is if you have a good setup and you have a good high prob, let's say you have a 70% candlestick pattern or some kind of technical indicator that tells you, 70-60% of the time, there's going to be a reversal pattern, right? Well, you don't want to be buying, you don't want to be going against the current pretty much. And so what we're going to look here is I'm going to quickly show you how to find out if you're in a trend, or if you're just in an overall long-term trend. And so for this is for day traders, swing traders, and even investors, long-term investors. So we're gonna ignore these arrows here, and I have Amazon as an example here. And so what we're gonna look at is how to find this trend, how to find this overall long-term trend. And there's gonna be two quick ways that I'm gonna tell you about, and that anyone could do quickly. It's going to take about a minute. I'm going to show you how it's done. So we're going to look at Amazon here, and then we're in a current nice sell-off going on here. So everyone's like, okay, would this be in a downtrend, uptrend? Well, let's take a look here. Let's go back and draw some trend lines here. So if we actually switch over from candlesticks to lines, it's going to be a lot easier to draw a trend line. So we look here, okay, we got a good turning point right here. So let's draw a trend line. And so we're going to go here real quick, get the trend line, and then we're going to just connect. All you have to do is connect 2 at minimum and 3 at the most, or 3 if necessary. 3 is great as well. Here you could either go here or here. I think if you don't know, this is where it starts becoming accelerating. These are fan lines. So if you don't know what that is, hopefully I'll have another video that we'll be talking about, but that's not what we're looking at here. Fan lines they don't have anything to do with the overall trend. They're just going as support and resistance test points. So in this case, we found our trend. And so ignore these arrows, but we found our trend. Let's keep drawing it. So as you could see right here, just it would need to drop. I mean, it already dropped really high. It was at around 220 and it dropped 500 points. It's not even nowhere close to being in a downtrend. And so basically, if you were making a trade right here, this would be a perfect example. Now, this is what you want to do. So now that you identified you're in an uptrend, you don't want to be buying, you don't want to be going short here. This is just plain stupidity if you're trying to go short. Now, many people, don't get me wrong, there are many professionals or maybe some people that want to do day trading or want to, go with the sell-off and do a quick swing trade. There are many other, examples, many other setups, but you're not going to do that. If you're trying to do swing trading, what you're trying to do is you want to go with the overall market. You want to swim with the currents, right? So in this scenario, what you would want to do is after the selling stops, you want to be looking for a reversal here. So it's very important. So whenever you see any type of chart patterns or any type of technical indicators that you see on YouTube, those indicators, those chart patterns do not matter if they're not in the right market conditions, right? If they're not in the right market conditions, first of all, and if you're in an overall trend, if you're not going with your overall trend, your probabilities are already down. So here with Amazon, what you're going to do is instead of looking for a reversal pattern to the downside, you're looking for a reversal. You're looking for a pullback. And that's where you really make that nice bread and butter where you could quickly cash in monthly or weekly cash flow. And so what you're doing here, as you could see right here, you would buy in a dip here, you would buy in a dip here. So you're never trying to pick tops. And so here as well, you're just waiting for the reversal pattern to show up, okay? Now, if you look here, maybe there was a reversal pattern. You would have set a stop here. Here as well, you buy on a reversal pattern, you set a stop and let your winners run and lose your stop. And that's pretty simple. And so what you want to just do is you want to make sure you're in overall trend, and this is a quick way. So this is the first example of what I would do to find out if we're in a nice overall trend. So what's a second example? If you don't like to be drawing trend lines, if you don't have time for that, well, the good thing is we have moving averages here. So what you do is you go on and you look for moving averages. Okay, moving average, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what we got here. So they're all at a 9 for whatever reason. Let's change that real quick. And we're going to put the inputs at, so we want to do one at 200. Let's put that at that color. Next one's going to be at 50. And if you have no clue what moving averages are, if you have no clue about the 50, the 200 day, or the moving average that all money, hedge funds and money managers, all the institutions look at, I have a link below, and I have a course talking about moving averages, talking about charts, chart patterns, indicators, and I highly recommend it for you. And if you go on there, if you find value, I highly recommend buying something that's got all the information you have instead of something where it's on YouTube and everything's kind of scattered all over the place. If you don't find value in it, then just keep watching my YouTube videos and hopefully that's going to get you closer to that millionaire status. So, okay, so here's another great way of looking at this. So I showed you the trend lines. Now, some people like to use the moving averages. I'm more of a moving average type of person. I use all of it, but moving averages for me will tell me everything I need to know. And so we got the 20, we got the 50, and we got the 200 day. And so the 200 days obviously used for long term. 15 to 20 will be used. 15 to 200 are for long term, hundreds for long term. But if you want to do something where you're doing short term, you want to check if the 200, if it's above the 200, and then you want to check if it's above the 15 to 20. So let's look at the 15 to 20. Let's change these up real quick. And let's put this in green. Let's put this 50 at, let's put this at red. Okay, there's an easy way of looking at this. And then let's switch. Since we're looking at moving averages, we don't have to have a line chart to look at the overall. You can just look at candles. So boom. Yeah, let's switch this real quick. Something lighter. Okay. So now you have your moving averages. So if many institutions look at the 50 to 200 day, if you're above the 200 day, you're safe. So this is what they're looking at right here. Long-term trend. So what we're looking for is if all the moving averages here, So for swing traders, they're looking at the 20, the 50, and the 200. For long-term traders, you're probably going to be looking at probably the 50, 200, and the 100. So let's switch that over to the 100. Now, once they get below the 100, they're going to be looking for the 200 for it to be tested on the 200 day. And so if you don't know anything about that, also in my course as well, hopefully I'll be dropping some more YouTube videos explaining that. But we'll be using moving averages as a second way to see if you're in a long-term or if you're in a trend, overall trend. So if we're going to be using strictly the 50, the 100 day, you pretty much can use the 50 day as a pullback and make sure that if you have any setups, they're happening above the moving averages. So here we would look if we had a nice drop and then a quick reversal pattern here, nice gap up through the 50, that'd be a great indication that we gapped all the institutions gapped it back above the 50, and now we're going to have a nice uptrend. So just look at these two quickly, two different strategies of avoiding trading against the trend, and hopefully that helps you get closer to where you are. And once again, go check out some of my videos, check out my link below, and hopefully you could find value in this, and hopefully this could help you out with your trading. And it definitely changed my perspective. And so what happened is, instead of forcing trades, pretty much, instead of forcing trades, I'm just looking at the charts. I'm looking at, are we in an overall trend? Are we in overbought, oversold conditions? What are my probabilities? And if my probabilities are good to go, if you did your analysis and your probabilities are good to go, everything's checked off, you have to take that trade. And so once I have a system created, once I have something created, I'm going to follow that system. I'm going to let all my emotions get out of the way. And then once all the emotions are out of the way, that means that you have a good trading system and you're going to follow something. And so with that being said, hopefully that's helped you out. Go ahead and check out my other videos. Any questions or any ideas for more videos that you want to see or anything else, just leave below in a comment and I'll try to get back to you.